Season 2 of The Mandalorian is set to be released on Disney Plus at the end of next month, so today I wanted to dig into whether the show is really that good, or has the world just been too blindsided by Baby Yoda to truly care. And in a nutshell, it's not really that good. You know, I'm saying this as a die-hard Star Wars fan myself. They were the first films I got into as a kid, and I'm a huge fan of the show and the broader universe. But while it is great Star Wars content, it's not necessarily great television. You know, not yet anyway. Baby Yoda is, let's face it, the heart and soul of this show. You know, from the second he was revealed as the bounty at the end of the pilot, fans and newcomers alike tuned in week after week to see Mando's literal and plot armor melt away as the season progressed and he became more emotionally vulnerable. It's a completely pure and heartwarming relationship, unlike anything we've seen in this universe to date. And that makes those close-up shots of the Mandalorian's helmet incredibly communicative and expressive, despite not having access to Pedro Pascal's facial expressions. The show has got a lot going for it. Action-wise, it's solid and stylish. The budget is impressive and immersive, kudos to Disney there. The soundtrack really captures that lone gunslinger western vibe that The Mandalorian is trying to capture in its tone. There's a minimal use of CGI, and sort of the reliance on practical creative craftsmanship really channels the original trilogy in that way. And there's also the inconsistency in episode durations where, you know, each episode can be as long or as short as it needs to be, which helps the story not to feel too bloated or too condensed. But what the show has in style and heart, it ultimately lacks in substance and direction. When you think about it, by the end of episode 8, we're basically in the same place we were at the end of episode 1, with Mando questioning the moral life of bounty hunting and willing to kill anyone to protect his green companion. While the planet-hopping story is visually diverse and offers up new terrains and new characters, it feels like we're detouring though, rather than progressing. In an already condensed 8-episode season, episodes 4, 5 and 6 of The Mandalorian all felt like filler, with their own sort of miniature plots and moral of the story tidbits. But rather than add momentum building towards an epic finale, they rather diverse that suspense. It sort of felt like they were side quests that you get in a video game. And let's not forget, we also devoted an entire episode to watching Mando settle a dispute with the Jawas to fix his ship, so that's 4 episodes altogether. That's half the season that was more committed to standalone episodes than it was to serialised drama, and was unable to become a fully formed narrative because of that. As a Star Wars fan, it's very entertaining to encounter new worlds and new species and look at this universe with a more intricate and detailed lens than the Skywalker saga could ever really allow. But as a viewer trying to engage with the ongoing conflict driving the series, it's hard because at times, you know, it doesn't feel like there is one. I mean, we still don't know why the Empire want the Yoda youngling. We know he's force sensitive, and that added a great deal of depth to the otherwise more comedic Jawa episode. But that was back in episode 2, and since then the mystery's kind of been stalled. Before you know it, the season's over, Mando's still got Baby Yoda, and we still know nothing else. So nothing's really changed. Filler episodes mean we're introduced to a lot of new characters without staying with them long enough to really make them memorable, and distract from characters who we do want to see more of, like Nick Nolte's Quill or Taika Waititi's IG droid. Spoiler alert warning here, but both of these characters end up dying in the season finale, and you can't help but feel like the impact would have been stronger if they'd been more regular occurrences throughout the season. IG's sacrifice in particular didn't feel anywhere near as emotional as it was being played, primarily because he'd only been reprogrammed to nurture and protect in the episode before, and he'd only been in a couple of episodes altogether anyway. So characters feel more like pieces of a chessboard at the moment, where you move some and then leave them and come back to them later, while the king is the only one you're ever really concerned about. But we should all be grateful for The Mandalorian. It breathed new life into a dying saga and ensured that the Star Wars universe would have a live-action legacy after Rise of Skywalker tied a messy bow on the films. And now we've got Giancarlo Esposito as Moff Gideon, wielding the ancestral darksaber of the Mandalorians at the end of the season finale. So it feels like they're setting up a consistent antagonist going forward and a personal connection to Mando that will hopefully give that opposition some depth and help give the season a bit of overarching focus. We know that Jango Fett is being reprised by Temuera Morrison, plus Rosario Dawson and Katie Sackhoff are reportedly playing live-action versions of Ahsoka Tano and Bo-Katan respectively from the animated TV shows Clone Wars and Rebels, which if true is going to be a fantastic addition to the series and will add some connecting tissue to the wider universe. Plus, it'll effectively make The Mandalorian the canonical key to tying the live action with the lore of the animation, and will hopefully give us the best of both worlds. Let's hope for some more kick-ass mantras like "This is the way" to add to our soundboard of memorable Star Wars quotes. So there you have it, I have spoken. I wasn't particularly mind blown by season 1, but I'm totally psyched for the excitement of season 2. I'll probably do a trailer reaction when that drops, and a general review of the series once the season has aired. But for now, cheers for watching. Let me know what your thoughts on the first season were in the comments below, but stay tuned for more. Thank you.